right, turn that one on there too. Okay. Is it rolling? In honor of Glenn's 50th birthday, we wanted to get together and just go over a little bit of your life.
It's called Glen 5-0.
This is Glenn's life.
Glen Roylands, this is your life.
Okay. 50 years ago today marks the birth of a very special man, our father. Today was May 13th, 1941, when Dad was born to Mark and Dora Roylands in Salt Lake City, Utah. When he was only 7 months old, Pearl Harbor was bombed, and his father had to go work for the CCC, the Civil Conservation Camp.
If we say anything wrong, then you correct it because we want it to be right.
Okay, wait for Joseph.
Yeah, this is your history.
Put together by us.
Then where's my life? Where's my life?
I don't know. Your dad, are you with me? Yeah.
We have to
Mom,
wait
is
for
John with
Joseph.
me?
John's with you too.
Okay. Come here, John. We'll figure out a part you can read.
Okay.
Hurry, Joseph.
You missed dinner. Don't make him miss.
He was feeding Zach too, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start over.
Well, maybe we could sing Happy Birthday while we're waiting.
Okay.
Get the
We'll start
boy.
over when he comes.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, now we'll
Now we're going to start over. Okay. 50 years ago today marks the birth of a very special man, our father. The day was May 13th, 1941, when Dad was born to Mark and Dora Roylance in Salt Lake City. When he was only 7 months old, Pearl Harbor was bombed, and his father had to go work for the Civil Conservation Camp. So his Aunt Mary came to live with them for a few years, so he grew very close to her. Dad has always loved to read. When he was about 2 years old, Grandma would read him books so much that he had memorized the books. And once a lady was over at his house, and he was reading a book, and she said, "How does he know how to read? He's only 2 years old." And so they went and they looked at the book, and it was upside down. And he just memorized all the words.
Oh, my word.
He's always been a very caring person, too. When he was about 5 years old, he planned a party for his mom and invited all the neighbors. No, cute. Dad has also always been a romantic. In first grade, he asked a girl out to the movies, and when his mom found out, she wouldn't let him go, so he stood her up. Another time, he was trying to impress a girl, so he jumped down the stairs backwards and ended up falling down and cracking his head open.
Didn't the mother of the girl call you up and get mad for standing up for her
I'd
daughter?
have stitches in the back of my head.
No,
No, I
the
mean
date.
Oh, yeah, the mother was very upset. Had her all dressed up in the party dress, ready to go.
Oh,
How funny. And what a mischievous boy Dad was. On such incidents as throwing all the books from the bookshelves out in the snow, taking off all the doorknobs through the whole house, and he told his friends that there was no more school. And after they'd played a while, his friend went home, and when his friend's mom found out there was school, he got in trouble. And when
I
his
said,
brother...
since there was no school, we ought to eat his lunch.
And then, when his brother Robert was born, he would throw his glass bottles down the stairs until the babysitter caught him in the act.
Wasn't necessarily down the stairs, we just throw them on the floor.
Break them. And those special occasions with the
Although our
furnace.
favorite hobby was to take empty fruit bottles from the top of the stairs and throw them into the basement.
You like to hear things,
I
don't you?
didn't.
One of his goals is to hear a piano drop from the top of a high skyscraper, see what the sound it makes as it falls.
Oh no! Okay. And those special occasions with the furnace. On Christmas he got a football and wondered what would happen if he put it in the furnace. It blew up. Another time
No,
he...
it didn't blow. It just burned slowly.
Oh really?
That was a great experiment.
Oh, he wants to know if it's slow up or soon.
Another time he chopped up the kitchen chair and put it in the furnace, and Grandma never found out.
I didn't know that.
Oh, no. He was only 7 years old when a man came around selling accordions, and this is when he learned to discipline himself. This is only a portion of what happened in Dad's first 10 years. This is when Dad was a little girl, and since then he's been... And since then, he has been a pro wrestler, football player, basketball, and baseball player, and all-around mountain man. But other than always being smart, a romantic, mischievous, and caring and dedicated person, he's also been the #1 dad. Happy birthday, Dad. We love you.
Thank you.
Yay!
Okay, now we have a little bit more.
For you.
This is a little bit wrong because we thought it popped. So.
But we're
Oh, all right. Well,
Okay, we'll just do it how we
just
have it
pretend
written.
it popped.
Okay.
On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a Romeo. So they sprinkled romance in your heart and your boldest floor to ask the pretty girls out on a date. When the day of the date arrived, your mom found out you couldn't lie. Just like men, our father Glenn stood her up. He stood her up. You stood her up. Another day, our curious Glenn was studying one of his presents that was given to him upon this Christmas day. It was so full of air, his plump football, he wondered if when he needed it would pop or sizzle. So he took his shiny new football and he flung it into the furnace, just like chestnuts, popcorn, necks, knuckles, or elbows. Yes, it popped. Yes, it popped. Yes, it popped. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled kindness in your heart and golden understanding in your eyes. All the kids, that is why all the kids are sad, wishing you were their dad. Just like me, they want to be close to you. Ah, close to you. Ah, close to you.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about that? Since it's going to be on tape, it would be nice if you want to add some more about your first 10 years of your life.
I'd have to think about that, I guess.
Well, should we go all the way through it, and
Sure,
then if
but,
there's
all
anything
right.
that you want to add about anything? Okay. We won't go on. We'll just let them get ready to go on. Go ahead.
Are you ready for us?
Just get up there. Ruth Ann will be here in a minute.
Who wants one?
I'll hold her.
That was good, you guys.
I think probably the self-discipline may be a little exaggerated. It took a while before I really got ridiculous. Mother used to bribe me. She said I didn't have to do the dishes if I would practice. So that was pretty good incentive.
I told him also about the time she found you on top of the piano. She doesn't know how you ever climbed up that high on top of the piano. The tall kind.
Oh, you're kidding.
About 2 years old.
No way.
Furnace was a wonderful toy. I was able to melt most everything. Anything was made out of metal I could melt.
Or anything out of wood, you burned.
Yeah.
It was when Grandma was living with us. She found out about that chair. She didn't ever know about that chair.
It is so funny.
She didn't? She found out.
She was surprised.
Dad, would you ever think of doing that when you're...
I'm glad I'm not that bad.
So am I. Grandma said when we got married, she said, he was the hardest child to raise. I told him the only way I'd ever get paid is if he had, I hope he had a child that was as hard as he was. And I said, that's not fair. Because I'm the one that has to take care of it, and I was not that way.
Dad said that to me. The only
I
way.
did say that.
Yes, I was so offended.
Joseph. All right, go.
Okay, our
Okay,
turn.
sit down, Joseph.
We were given the teenage years.
There's Mom and Dad.
Um,
There's Mom and Dad.
We thought about some of the things that we've heard over the years of Dad's teenage years, and thought we'd do a little reminiscing with Dad. First of all, there was the time when Dad came home late at night, and he saved Uncle Robert's life.
That's right.
When he came downstairs and Uncle Robert had been reading in bed, and was the light left on? Was it on the bed?
Nightlight had fallen off the bed. Off the
How old was Uncle Robert?
Two like
Oh, it
yeah.
must have been around.
Like yeah.
Was it smoking?
You can put on
Burned a hole in the pillow and was all smoldering.
If Dad hadn't come home, then that probably would have started a fire and probably burned the house down. And Dad saved Uncle Robert's life and also the rest of the family's life that time. Probably the thing most marked about Dad's teenage years would be that he was a big prankster and a womanizer. There's the time when there was a school carnival, I guess it was, and him and his friends rigged up a fortune telling. Everyone came in they sat down on this chair, and as they looked into the crystal ball, they were told that they would be receiving a Shahi experience. Little did they know that underneath was rigged up, underneath where they were sitting, there's nails nailed down flat, and underneath the nails were attached to one of these big batteries. And
The hot spark coils.
and a little touch of a switch with the foot, they received a shocking experience. It was told that the only way that they could get back at them was to tell others that they should come to their booth. They had everyone in the...
They were all lined up to get in there. Till a fat girl came in and fell off the box and hit the ball.
You were the Swami, weren't you?
Yeah, I was the fortune teller.
How much money did this place make?
I was just part of the exhibits for the school. Every organization had a
I'll never
booth.
do that.
There was also the time, as you all know, Dad was quite a sports enthusiast in school. There was a time when he decided to go out for the football team, and
Are you serious?
he came to an important decision that probably changed his life. He wanted to decide which was more important to him, his music or sports, and he chose his music.
Are you serious, Dad?
Yeah, got a chance to teach music.
Or play football?
And
It really wasn't a hard contest.
what was the reason you went out to football? Is because the girls wanted like football players?
Oh yeah, you had to play sports to be popular.
Isn't that how it is in high
Remember
school
the
now?
coach looked at me and I said, "Is it too late for me to try out?" Remember, he reached a hold of my stomach, grabbed a hold of all that, twisted it, and he says, "Go get a suit
Then there's a time when Dad went off to BYU.
Before you go on, was that Lavelle Edwards? He taught at Granite High School.
No, but this was actually the freshman, as I recall, and Lavelle worked with the
There's a time when Dad was a little older, and him and his friends were bored on one of the weekend nights.
Matter of fact, that was when I was 15 years of age. That was probably junior high school then. Wouldn't that be? Or 15, 16, 17? No, that would have been my freshman, or my sophomore year.
There was the time when Dad and his friends were bored on, I guess it was a weekend night, and they decided to cause a little ruckus in town, so they drove down by the bus stop, let one of their friends out as he was walking in front of the bus stop. They screeched up, jumped out of the car, and acted like they beat him up. And after he let out a blood-curdling scream, they threw him in the car and drove off.
Oh, I
And they thought it was just a joke, but little they know, somebody called the cops on them. They thought that they were actually seriously beating someone up.
They even got chased all over town. Wow.
Yeah, somebody jumped in the car and started chasing him, didn't they?
Got taken to the police station the next day.
Oh no.
Just the driver's car. No,
Did you get a misdemeanor?
the driver had to go in and report. We told him what had happened. He said, you know, he said, we got people in danger all over this city. A couple of punks are out messing around, and we get reports and calls and license numbers. Get out of here, he said. Just get a cuff drop for Joseph.
He can go get one.
Let's go get one, son.
Then there was a time when Dad was at BYU, his first year there.
Oh dear.
Dad had his amplifier. He had a record of a train wreck. And 3 o'clock in the morning, he went out in the hallway of the dorm and played this train wreck over his amplifier.
I didn't know
A
that.
full volume.
Oh, Dad! You were awful! What happened?
The next day, some of the guys found him and threw him in a bathtub full of ice cold water.
A delegation of about 6 guys walked into my room.
Dad, what did you do?
He played a train wreck.
He said, do you have anything in your pocket? I said, what do you mean? He said, you got a wallet in your pocket? I said, he said, take it out. You got a watch on? Yeah, take it off. I said, what are you guys going to do to me?
Oh my gosh. Oh, Dad, I can't believe you.
These are some of the stories that have been made famous throughout the Salt Lake Valley and spread abroad. And these are some of the stories of Dad's teenage years, his famous teenage years. When Dad was a little bit different, a little bit more wild. And
BC,
what?
before conversion.
Yeah, before conversion. We have a little thing here that Taryn has written. It's a little rap song for Dad's teenage years. All right. Okay.
It'll be a trio, it sounds like.
Yeah.
She's the
starting
rapper.
it out.
She's the DM. You guys need a stand? You need a stand to get the words on?
Yeah. No.
No.
Okay. Ready?
We have a dad that when a teen, he chased the girls and made them scream. Let's start over.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you ready? We have a dad that when a teen, he chased the girls and made them scream. He had a good time
Pulling pranks, shocking his friends,
and making them shake. He thought of sports, but in the end, his alliance was the accordion. So there you have it. There it is. Teenage Dad was groovy.
Vertical on in his teenage years. I think it's important to bring out that he did a lot with the accordion with Larry Pino Conservatory, and they took a lot of trips with the music. Tell about when you got second or third prize.
Oh yeah.
Well, we went to Chicago to compete in the national competition, and we played the symphonic accordion orchestra, competed, but we also had soloists and duets and trios that competed. And so the girl that I'd been dating, who also played in the symphony, decided that she and I decided we would enter the duet competition. And the required entry was Malagueña. And we spent a lot of time together. We didn't practice as much as we should have. But anyway, when we got back there, she had her part perfectly learned, but I didn't have mine too well learned. And we got back there, we discovered that there hadn't been very many contestants registered for that particular division. In fact, there were only 4 contestants that had registered for the duet competition. And one of them played the wrong number. They played Lady of Spain, were disqualified. And so there was only 3 contestants. And I didn't do very well on my part. I did okay with the right hand, but I I just kind of faked it on the left hand, and anyway, we took third place in the United States. And there's only 3 contestants. The most horrible story you left out
Let's hear it.
was the night that a bunch of us were goofing off, and I dressed up with a big ski mask over my head
I haven't heard this one.
and put some sunglasses on and fixed kind of a hunch in my back.
Oh no.
And drove into this drive-in. We had about 4 guys in the car. They were all sprawled out like they were throttled or dead. And I drove in when the car out came out. I looked at her and I said, "I'll have 1 root beer float."
What did she do?
She thought it was pretty weird.
What about your experience at BYU?
Well, that was a horrible experience. I used to hypnotize people just for fun.
Oh yeah, I've got this one.
And,
Did it really work?
Yeah. I studied, I bought all kinds of books on it.
Dad, do me,
It's about the ants.
I used to hypnotize at parties and things like that. And remember one kid, I hypnotized him and gave him post-hypnotic suggestion that whenever I would say the word ants, he would feel 10,000 ants crawling up his legs. I'd walk down the hall behind him, he'd be getting in his locker, and I'd say, "Ants." Then I remember one night I got a girl into a trance and I couldn't get her out, and scared me to death. So I swore off. I decided I would never do that again.
Didn't she fall down the stairs or something?
No, but this scared me.
How'd she get
I
out?
shouldn't have been doing this. This was wrong, but I was young and a goof
How'd
off.
she get out?
Well, she finally went into hysterics and finally came out. But so I swore off till I was down at BYU, and we had a bunch of wild Arizona students in the room next to us. And one night we were talking, and I said something about hypnotizing, and they had to have me hypnotize somebody. I didn't want to. Oh yes, and they finally ended up that I hypnotized one of those guys and gave him a post-hypnotic suggestion that when he woke up that he'd be very thirsty. He'd go to the water cooler in the hall and they'd drink the water, there'd be orange juice. And so I woke him up and he said, "Man, I'm so thirsty," he said. Went out into the hall and leaned over and got a drink, and about this time the senior resident was walking down the hall right by, and he took a drink of that, turned to that guy, he said, "You're not going to believe it, there's orange juice." He said, "That's real orange juice." Anyway, about 3 days later I got a call from the Standards office. I had to report to BYU Standards, and they said, "You want to stay at BYU?" I said, I really do. And they said, "Well, you won't do any more hypnotizing, will you?"
Oh, Friday.
Why, Dad? Why did they say
Against BYU Standards. It's against the church policy. That's why I don't let any of my kids hypnotize or pre-hypnotize, with the exception of a few crazy exceptions.
that's true?
Okay.
I was hypnotized too.
Okay. 20 to 30.
This starts at 19, doesn't it?
Should look and see if that
Well,
video
Mark
is
needs
still
to tell one
trending.
more thing on his
We've
day.
got mission
When,
though.
okay, that's what I want, including, because he was 19.
19.
How do I tell, Glenn?
Just see if it still says, look on the side over here and see if the reel is still trending.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, let's just do it and then I'll bring you back. Yeah. Okay. Oh, the only prelude is we haven't practiced this. Okay. Now sit right back and you'll hear a tale of Glenn Roylance that started in North Germany when he was year 20. We'll cover all the years of life from age 20 to 30, and we'll read the rest of it so your ears won't be offended. And this cute little song that sure has brought a smile. It's Glenn Roylance after all. It's Glenn Roylance after all. It's Glenn Roylance after all. And here's your life. Now ours isn't as much funny. Ours is more straight history. So much
I was
fun.
a pretty good kid at this point in my life.
When he was 19,
we're
he
just-
got converted.
We're gonna just read through every Dad's history. And we have this picture. This is Dad at
19.
on his farewell to his
Where's
mission.
it?
And this is the
Where's it?
picture that Mother saw
Where's it?
of Dad in the church.
She fell in love
No
with
wonder
him.
she fell in love. Okay.
No wonder she fell in love.
Well,
Is it that
it's
very
okay.
picture?
Yeah, after we'll time.
Dad, you got a
I
flip
don't know if
top.
it's that picture, but it's that same,
Okay.
there's that one, but it's one like it.
Dad was on his mission in the Northern Germany mission with headquarters in Berlin. His mission president was Percy K. Betzer, and he served as first counselor to the president for a full year of his mission. He got to travel into East Berlin several times and had experiences. And did you want to share any of those right now? I didn't write any down, but Mom said if you wanted to.
You should go ahead.
Okay. He loved his mission and worked very hard. Had a love for the German people and got to travel. And when he left his mission, he got to travel home and was able to spend a day in each Rome, Paris, and London. With love in his heart, but things just weren't right with Carol Crandall. Carol Criddle was the one for him, and the story of romance goes like this. Dad's homecoming was on the first Sunday of April. It was even a general conference, but they had sacrament meetings on the same day back then. Mom was singing in the choir and met Dad for the first time when she went up to congratulate him after his talk. She noticed his girlfriend in the audience. But within the next 2 weeks, that relationship ended. He was traveling with Grandma and passed Downey, Idaho. Grandma said, "We have a girl in our ward from Downey. You ought to get to know her." He told Mom later on they had a feeling at that time that she was the one for him. Dad met Spencer, whom he already knew, the third weekend of April in church, and commented, "Some guys have all the luck," because he knew that Mom and Spence were engaged at that time. During the next week, Mom broke off her engagement, and the next Sunday was talking to Grandma and told her this. Grandma went home and told Dad that Mom wasn't engaged anymore.
Mom, were you hoping she would do that?
Tuesday was the big day. Dad phoned and asked Mom out.
Didn't take very long, did it?
The first date was a Friday night, the next Friday night that week, and they went to an Arab dinner dance. And after they talked late into the night, we never found out when the first kiss came.
Oh, came on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Sunday
When
at
was your
church,
first
the
date?
second date. Sunday at church, he asked her over for dinner that day, and afterwards they went on a walk around Temple Square, and then
Yeah.
talked late into the night. They went back and looked through Mom's Treasures of Truth book, and Dad really got to know Mom well. He said to her at that time, "What would you say if I asked you to marry me?" Mom said, "If you asked, I'd probably say yes." The next Sunday was Mother's Day, and they went up to be with Grandpa in Idaho. On the way traveling back in the car from Downey, about in Preston, Dad told Mom that he thought they ought to get married. So they went back to ask Grandpa's permission.
Mom, that was 1 week. I'm gonna get married in 1 week when I start dating.
Well, if it's right, if you know that it's right, like I did.
Hang on, I'm 16.
No, I was not 16,
Okay.
dear.
Mom and Dad were married July 19th in the Salt Lake Temple. They went on their honeymoon to the Grand Canyon and the parks. Dad suggested that they should take Scrabble because he was afraid they would not have enough to talk about. But Mom informed us that that was definitely not a need. Their first home was the basement apartment. They got busy in the ward, and Dad was in the young men's program, and later was put in as Elders Quorum president. Dad was going to the University of Utah, and Mom was teaching school. David was born July of '64, and that summer they took a trip to California. Aunt Jean went with, and Grandma tended David. They also moved into a house, 2 houses down from where they were living in the basement apartment, and were able to rent it for $80 because an old man in the ward had been widowed and he remarried and asked him to move in
Furnished.
to his home furnished, and the whole
Furnished for $80.
for the whole
Our
house.
apartment had been $60, just a 2-bedroom apartment, or 2-room apartment. And then we got a whole house, furnished apartment for $80.
Not bad.
How big was the house?
It had 2 bedrooms upstairs and full
living
basement
room.
downstairs, finished and everything.
Yeah.
And it was furnished, had, furniture in it. So.
Dad was teaching accordion lessons and enrolling students for Larry Pinell. He also played dinner music at a Hawaiian restaurant for a while. Mark was born May of '66, and Dad also taught some early morning seminary while they
Wait, we didn't hear about Dave being born.
lived in Salt Lake. In June of '66, Dad graduated from University of Utah with honors. After changing his mind several times while going through school, Mom finally said just decide on a major, and he graduated in psychology and sociology. Then the little family moved to Logan and lived in the Triads while Dad went for his master's. He served as a Sunday school teacher in that ward. Dad was working 2 part-time jobs and working on his master's in educational television. He produced a TV show on Germany and played Uncle Heinrich. Dad turned a 2-year program into a 1.5 years by going to summer school.
Working hard.
Dad had considered the Institute program, but was afraid he wouldn't be able to make enough money to support his family. But Dad was impressed at this time while they were working on his master's that this is what the Lord wanted him to do, and we all know this was the right decision. Mary was born in July of '67, and Dad got a job with the Institute program, which was quite an accomplishment because most people start out in seminary. They moved to California where Dad had been placed, and their first home was on Ballinger Drive in San Diego, California. Dad's calling in the church while they lived in California were a Sunday school teacher, worked with the young adult program, and elders quorum president. Dad worked what was called the Milk Run program, teaching in a lot of different little colleges. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
They moved to Provo for summer school classes in the CES. The day that they moved there, Dad got really sick, and that night Mom had taken him to the hospital and ended up having his appendix out.
I didn't know that.
So he missed the first week of school with the program. Elizabeth was born in September of '68. The summer of '69 they went back to summer school, and I had to add this in. Elizabeth had her ear removed.
I thought you were born in California, Liz.
Wait,
She was.
I
We got
was.
back to California.
But
Talk
then
about
we-
you being born.
Huh?
I missed you being born.
You're not listening.
Pulling out my hair. They moved into a new house when they went back after summer school, when they went back to California. On Heron Drive.
Uh-huh. And it was in El Cajon.
And Ruthann was born in May of '70. Dad taught more at San Diego State then and became the director of San Diego State Institute. And then you were 30 and we're done.
Very good. And Cincinnati and Joseph, I didn't get married in a week, got engaged in a week.
Well, sorry.
Married in
Married in
2
2 months.
Oh, sorry. 2 months.
Is that anything you want to add, Dad?
Well, that's pretty good.
Thanks to Mom.
Thank you.
It's my turn.
Mother knows me pretty well, it sounds like.
Hey.
Hey, Mom, where we go?
John will help with her.
Don't gravel, you don't know what to say.
So did you ever play Scrabble?
You boys can read the
Dad
beginning.
doesn't like Scrabble.
into the very back.
No, because I have to reword the back. I think they wrote it wrong.
We did the years 30 to 41? 40. I wrote that wrong.
Okay.
You start reading.
Let's trace my face.
This is kind of serious. I mean, me and Mary really didn't get together.
Josie doesn't even read it yet.
He doesn't even read it.
Hey, here's mine and John's first time reading it. If you like it. Can you read that at all?
Yes.
Okay, just stand here with me.
Say, rock, rock, Dad! Rock, rock, Dad!
Okay, just do that.
the song.
Rah, rah, dad, rah, rah, dad.
Rock.
John was the one that made up the song for you.
That was it.
I've got a song for you.
Okay.
It's bad. It's only about 2 words per song.
Okay, good.
But you want to stand up
Stay there,
still?
John. You need to stay there while they're doing it.
You're in it.
Okay. You have to be on TV. Okay. In 1979, Dad turned 30 years old. Is that right?
No, not 79.
71.
71.
Sorry.
Yeah.
71.
Well, look at you, wish you were 79. Sorry, Dad. In 1971, Dad turned 30 years old. He was still living in San Diego with Mom, David, Mark, Mary, Elizabeth, and Ruthann. He was working as the director of the Institute of Religion at
San Diego State, and was serving as the regional
Young.
young adult advisor. I understand he had a lot of fun, and
I hope we got this right. At the Idlewild activities. That's idle.
Idlewild.
at the Idlewild activities.
Idlewild was a mountain park retreat where we took the kids for,
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
not our kids, but the kids in the college.
Young adult kids.
Yeah.
In 1972, the family moved to Salt Lake City, Utah, where Dad committed daily to the
Commuted.
commuted daily to Provo until the church office building was completed. After that, he rode the bus, caught a ride,
With
with Lee Miller
Lee Miller.
to work. That year, Esther was born, making a total of 6 children. In Salt Lake, Dad was called to be the scout leader.
Can you imagine that? Surprise! Look at Joseph's face.
Can you imagine that going hiking with them?
Scout leader.
That was a test.
How long were you in
The one
it?
time I really questioned the inspiration of it.
How long were you with it?
Well, I was there till I was called in to take presidency.
You made some cars once, didn't you? Where they raced.
I remember that.
Dad,
Took the kids
how
up.
far did you get in scouting when you were a scout?
Second class.
Nice, you got farther than me then.
Maybe as a first class. I don't remember.
Okay.
But,
He's also called to head a committee to get church members to donate money for a new chapel. Mother remembers how spiritual a meeting held for that cause was that it brought people to even
Dip into their Christmas savings.
dip into their Christmas savings to contribute to the building of a new chapel. Also that year for Christmas, the family was blessed with with anagram anonymous gift from members in the ward. In January of '73, after returning from an education day, Dad recovered a phone call and
Received.
Sorry.
I got it.
Mom, you were a sub for Santa family?
No, we weren't.
He was in charge of a project to get people to donate money.
And then people just were good. We weren't sub for Santa.
Okay. Dad received a phone call telling him to go to the state center for an interview. He called Mother later to say he had been called to serve as second counselor in the state presidency. At state conference, when he was sustained first as high counselor.
High
and-
priest.
Oh, Fritz.
It says counselor.
Well, it's high priest.
Okay. And then as second counselor, a lot of heads turned to
Where are you? Question.
question who was this. He wasn't that well known in the state. Seems as how the family had only resided in Salt Lake for 1.5 years.
No,
Happy.
half year.
For a half a year, sorry. So, in 1973, Dad went to Israel with CES.
Church education system.
Okay. 12
With 12 men.
12 men. Leaving Mother home with the children for
3 weeks.
6 weeks.
3 weeks.
I like
Three.
I know it was 3 weeks.
Okay. In 1974, Rebecca was born, bringing.
6 weeks.
About my turn, Bree.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
You want to read now?
I think it was 3 weeks. It was 3 or 4 weeks, but it wasn't. Might have been 4 weeks.
I thought it was about a month.
Okay, about a month. It was forever.
Okay. In 1974, Rebecca was born, bringing the total up to 7. Dad's dad also died this year. Dad worked first as assistant director being a writer of college-age curriculum, and then as the director. He even had the unearned privilege of having Camilla Kimball in a night class he taught near East High School. In January of 1976, Dad received the mission call to serve as mission president in the Germany Hamburg mission. I can still remember him preparing us children by teaching us little German phrases around the dinner table. The ending of his job at the church office building brought also an end to practical jokes, the final being the Auf Wiedersehen cake pan. In 1976, the bicentennial year, the family left the United States and headed for a land that soon would become dear to the whole family, a country Dad had come to love years before as a young boy. The 3 years spent in Germany were glorious, being able to be involved in a wonderful work with wonderful people. Mother left the United States great with child and had Sarah a couple of months after.
She's been waiting.
And then here at the conclusion of the 3 years stay, Joseph was born to the family, a boy, something Mom and Dad had thought they would have no more of. 1979 brought the family back to Logan, the place where Dad had gotten into teaching in the church education system, the icing on the cake job as he referred to it before. In 1980, the family moved to our current home, and in 1981, not only did Dad turn 40, ending a glorious decade of his life, but also he was called to serve in another state presidency.
Have anything to
Thank
sing?
you very much.
I'll sing something. for
Hey,
you.
don't ever
Marry it up
talk
on
about
the
me.
way.
You haven't got more than that, dear. Wait, go ahead, Joseph.
Okay.
think you guys are going to tell that drama.
Okay, how tall are
Do.
you?
5'9".
5'9".
It's different than all.
Okay.
Really different.
I hope they call him on a mission when he's grown 5, 9, or 10. I hope by then he will be ready to be a leader. I don't know it. Never mind.
All right, ready. Say the song, man.
Yeah,
Yay.
I hope
Thank you very
by
much.
then he will be
Let's
ready.
just say a little bit first.
Have a
hasn't
kid
talked about
to
me
go with
yet.
me.
Hey, that's what I see.
Okay.
That was
Let's
my
say
present.
something
First, we'd like to.
In our song, I want you to know that nothing is to be offensive. It's all a joke,
Okay.
okay?
And
Okay,
we
nothing
kind of
offensive.
misunderstood
John,
what you wanted.
Joseph, please don't.
So, first of all, we'll just make a brief synopsis of the last 10 years of Dad's life. As
Make sure that camera's still going.
as Mary first said that, I just said,
Look through the viewfinder, see if Joseph moved it.
Make sure you can see these guys.
Now it's moved for sure.
No, I didn't do it. It's
Mary said Dad had just been called to be in the state presidency, and he was in the state presidency until 90. And then in 1990, he was called to be the state president, which he is now. So that makes a total of 10 years that he's been in the state presidency alone of the central state. And also, this is when our family became complete with John in 1983 on October 5th. And not only did Dad become the last of his father, but a grandfather. And now he has 3.5 grandchildren.
2 daughters and 1 son.
Okay, and what else? Well, now we'll just sing our
We have
song.
our song. Don't take anything offensively.
Yeah,
okay?
please don't take offense.
It's almost over, Joseph.
We kind of did it different.
Okay, start off.
Okay.
Well, look who's doing it, not us.
Here is Dad Royland. He's getting older. Works at a
Is the heater on? Oh no, oh no. Turn the door once more. What's this? A gray hair, he says. Carol, don't you plug that out. I kind of like it. Distinguishes me up a bit. Grandpa now. Daniel. And Rachel. Grandpa now. Tiffany. He said he's on the wagon, but his belly keeps out. What's this? He needs glasses to prepare for his classes. The Hulk Junior family, finally replaced with a Camry. St. Fred, he became, he just might go insane. Go to bed early, gotta get up. Go to bed early, you kids, shut up. Dad is turning 50, and on his birthday, we want to tell him how much we love him. Dad, we love you. Yes, yes, we do. Dad, we love you. Thank you, thank you. Is there anything you want to add to your Joseph, I'll come and help you get something. Why don't you talk a little bit about anything you want to bring up that didn't get brought out?
Well, listen to you, I think that one of the things I really need to do is to write my history. I didn't realize there was so much, but I probably ought to write all it down and get all the facts entirely straight. This is probably the time I really ought to start that kind of a project. But I'll tell you what really impresses me. There aren't very many fathers who would have kids who would do this kind of a nice thing. And I've appreciated the fun, the games, the jokes, the jabs. It's just been wonderful. I'm so grateful to you, really am. Wonderful thing. And I'm sure that Mother has had a lot to do with spearheading all this. Grateful. It's a wonderful evening. I can't help but think of some men who can't sleep at night because of rebellious kids who are on drugs and doing horrible things. And I get to come home to something like this. I had a feeling when I was, before I was ever married, before I ever went on my mission, I wanted to have a large family, and I just had a feeling that someday there would be great happiness to be associated with all of that. Of course, it's nights like this that bring all that into fulfillment. We're not through, of course. We're still raising you, but I understand a little bit better what it means in the temple when we're taught that there'll be joy and rejoicing in our posterity. And I love you kids. I just really do. Wonderful. You make me proud. Thank you very much.
Should we do presents now?
I got mine right here.
John wants to do his.
Okay, he needs to wrap well.
I like Rachel.
She's so
I wish this person a swimming pool. Of your very own.
Jump out of Mary's window as a
In
diving
the ground.
board.
Wow, that would take up our entire backyard.
That's right.
I always wanted it because you could jump out
I know, we could
the
jump out
window
our
up
window.
there.
Thank you. What is this?
I can't
Bag of
tell.
nuts.
Annette. Avon.
How about ball on Father's Day?
I think it's a ball.
No.
You're a real pro dad. What is
No,
this?
I don't know what kind it is.
What kind is it?
No.
Oh, I'll bet this is oh, this is the Ever After.
This one. Lass mich mal riechen.
That's nice. That smells like something else. Like,
Eternity.
Well, I have a few things for you.
Well, we have one.
Well,
This
ours
one,
was
this
this.
one.
I give you the.
You got the
Was-
present from all the
was
other kids
yesterday
yesterday.
was the money for the bathroom.
Do you want to come up with me, honey?
Yeah, Dad. My present is included with the
I
mother.
understand.
Heavy, heavy hang
And
on
my
the back
talent
forehead.
is
What
harder.
do you wish with the bump on the head?
Beautiful, beautiful baby.
With no brain damage. Happy Jeffro.
You'll be able to watch this sometime and see what.
Let me put the.
That's right.
oh, Karen
Yes.
missed the song.
You guys gotta perform it again for
Well,
Karen.
it's on the tape. We
Liz,
cannot.
do you know it's a
Oh,
boy?
yeah.
We'll do it again.
think she has to do it live.
They can do it their lives
Liz,
again.
do you know that it's a
We'll do
boy?
it again.
Do you know that it's a
Yes,
boy?
yes, 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 yes.
I heard him in my I will laugh.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I just couldn't see you.
What could it be? Could it be garments?
Gee!
Well, I really
I wonder what it is.
need these. Thank you very much. Great.
Is that the right material you like?
Yeah.
Okay, if not, you can go change them.
Yeah.
Mom said that she thought it was that one.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Good.
Do you want to give your present now?
Sure.
Or whatever you have. It goes over here.
Hear that? First of all, here's this.
Okay.
Boys. You want a heavy hangover?
Not very heavy.
I would just wish these guys a new car. Loving prayer on your birthday. Because of your patience, your kindness, and your love, day by reflection of your Father up above, your birthday brings a loving prayer that He will always bless your life, your days, and all you do with love and happiness.
Read it.
That's a private note. Thank you very much. That's very nice.
And we don't have a lot of money right now, have a lot of expenses, but so we thought we'd give you this.
Oh,
You can use that anytime that you want.
Keep on.
Yeah.
What is it? Says you can tend
Mark
Tiffany.
and Karen's for dinner.
Oh, come on.
Shiny new car, shiny.
Shiny new car.
Expiration date 2000.
That's weird.
Let's see. I might be mousy, but this coupon entitles you to a double date with us.
Oh,
Good.
cool.
Sounds like fun.
We pay. Oh.
Have fun.
Did you draw this? Who drew
Yeah,
it?
I did.
Here it is,
Oh,
okay.
it's really clever. It might be birdie dangerous, but this coupon is good for one night of babysitting.
Sending John for us, huh?
Thank you
I
very
mean,
much.
babysitting for you to babysit.
We will collect.
Cool.
That's neat.
Thank you very much.
I didn't know which way you meant.
We meant John.
Okay.
Unless we have another one.
What's the name? Tila?
The beginning.
Wait, you have to wish us something?
Tiny kangaroo down.
I wish her a long life
Tiny kangaroo
with
down.
me.
Mark moved to the side just a little bit.
Oh, am I in the way of the thing? I'm sorry.
Great, 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 great.
Can we have your
I'm
plus?
about ready to throw my old
Who's
ones
that
away.
from?
These
This
are
is
sold
salt
right
from
here.
I know I got some up there.
Thank you very
You
much.
didn't take ones that had the thing on it.
Thank you very
Or
much.
that Dad gave you the football.
Oh,
No, don't invite it.
I wonder what that one is, Mom.
Make him feel your hair. I don't want him.
What's that one you have in your lap?
Tiny kangaroo down, boys. Tiny kangaroo down.
Could it be your computer?
Dad, what did you give Mom for Mother's
Kangaroo
Day?
down, boys. Tiny
This is for the
kangaroo
romance
down.
in you, Dad.
Mom, 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 mom.
This is for Mom's benefit too.
The Romeo.
It's cute. I love it. It's cute. I hope you know there's a
Oh,
picture
there's
of
another
it.
piece. No, wait. Pick the other piece out.
There's. It shows a picture of it on the front. It shows the picture of it.
Put the cup in the bottom part here.
Here?
And turn the other one over.
You put a candle in it.
But that's beautiful.
Pretty.
It's a there's a picture on.
What is it?
Oh,
Thank you very much.
What are you wishing from that?
Well, we just have to go up and try it out.
What are you wishing from that? Dad, what are you wishing from that?
What is it?
Dad,
wait, it's a nightlight. It's a
Dad,
little candle.
Dad.
These are candles for the nightlight.
Dad,
Are they just scented ones?
Yeah.
Look at our candles. They
Dad,
smell like
Yeah,
aren't you
Romeo
gonna wish
scented.
from that present?
They are scented.
I understand if you put it in the freezer and freeze them first, they last longer as you burn them.
Dad, lass mich mal riechen.
Are they all
I
different
wonder
smells?
if we ought
Uh-huh.
to have them in a little metal container.
Put it in that glass.
The glass will clean it out.
Oh.
Dad,
Let me
what are you
smell.
gonna wish for this present? Dad,
Oh, I can eat it.
Dad,
Lass mich mal riechen.
Dad,
That means let me smell.
Dad.
Lass
What are
mich
you
mal
gonna
riechen.
wish for this present?
Lass mich mal riechen.
Where's that?
See, I think this is the same as that one, so.
No, they're not the
Oh, I
same.
love
They're all
this.
different smells.
Lass mich mal riechen. Lass mich mal riechen.
Oh, I shut
That's
the
strawberry,
eyes.
isn't it?
We can, let's make them all rockin'.
I hope not. I mean, smoke
I
it.
know, dear. I'm married.
Dad, what are you for these two presents?
I forgot about this.
Dad, Dad.
Oh my goodness, it's General Conference tapes.
I like
I
that.
have two more presents for you.
Dad.
One of them that will be coming soon is a new car. A new car. And another one is.
You're pregnant!
Will you stop it? Another one is the video of Victor Borg.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who's that? I love that. What is that? I want to Victor Borg. It's like this
Victor Borga.
Borg.
Yeah.
conductor. And he's
Thank
so
you.
funny.
Dad.
He's so funny.
Dad.
Is he the dark haired guy?
Don't forget to wish for
White
those
hair.
two presents.
He wants to play the piano.
Okay.
He's so funny.
So we're
Yes,
happy
he's
that
really
you're.
funny.
Thank you so very much.
I know, man. Please.
Are you guys coming here
Karen, you have to see it live. You have to see them do it live.
Well, should we light the birthday
Before I
cake
get
and
prepared.
happy birthday candles? and-
Turn the camera off.
I don't know yet. Well, careful. Let's have it going on here. Can you
Show the
focus
cake?
on here while
I've
you're?
already taken a picture of that.
Okay. There, did you get
just hold it.
Mark?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, pardon me. Oh, excuse me.
Tiffany. It's looking pretty scary. Mom, point out whatever
Okay,
thing is.
these are Dad's loves.
Sit in there.
He's gonna get a white car.
Camera, Toyota Camry.
He loves music. He is 50. The scriptures and the Savior. Me. And his computer.
Check, let me shoot.
All his toys.
And
His toys. A fruitcake. Applesauce fruitcake.
Okay, we're doing.
Food, that's another one of